Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hugga With It. Today I am doing a tag video for you. This is the My Pleasure book tag, and I was kindly tagged by Amy Poole. This was originally created by Steve Partridge. I'll link all that stuff down in the comments below. But this is, I think, the most meaningful tag I've ever done, so I'm excited about this. So let's get into it. Think. A book that made you think hard. And for me, this was We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I read this around Christmas time, and then again a little later on in February, I believe. I had this out from the library on audiobook, and this just kind of pummels you with information about the Black experience in the United States during the 8 years that Obama was president. This book just blew my mind. You go into the history of the United States and the Black experience, and you also go into the Black experience while Obama was in power. And he collected several of his stories that he wrote for The Atlantic, I believe. And these are in this book, but he's just written such an important book. I think that We Were 8 Years in Power is one of the most important books I've read, and I loved it. And I just think Ta-Nehisi Coates is he is such an important writer right now. We all need to read him. Yes, so that one made me think one hell of a lot. Number 2, Love, a book that broke or mended your heart. And for me, this was probably not surprising to anyone. It's The Light Between Oceans. This broke my heart and it mended my heart because it was the first time that I was seeing myself in a book dealing with infertility. And later on dealing with miscarriage, and it was the first time I watched someone in such despair. This book follows a couple who live on Janus Rock. It's this tiny little island. This couple is taking care of the lighthouse on this rock just off the coast of Australia, and they suffer multiple miscarriages and infertility issues, and a boat comes ashore one day and inside is a dead man and a living and breathing baby. They take the baby, and there's a lot of ramifications from that, and it was just such a mending experience for me. It just helped me know that I wasn't alone, even though I have tons of friends who have also dealt with infertility. This just felt so raw to me that I just loved it. Number 3, Eat, a book that nourishes you. And for me, this is Lily and the Octopus. Lily and the Octopus was my favorite book that I read last year, and I loved both Ted and Lily. If you don't know, if you haven't heard me yammer on about Lily and the Octopus yet, this is about a gay man named Ted who is single, and he has this little dachshund named Lily, and they're best friends. And Lily, one day, he notices this formation on her head that looks like an octopus, but it's cancer. And it's about his love for Lily and what he'll do to, try to save Lily. And it's also about the joy of owning a dog. Lily speaks in all caps, just like dogs do. Everything's exciting when you're a dog. And it literally filled my heart up. I love, love, love this book. Number 4, Laugh, a book that brought a little comic relief. I don't read a lot of books that bring comic relief. I prefer sad books or scary books. I don't read a lot of funny books, but I did listen to the audiobook of Tina Fey's Bossypants, and I laughed so hard listening to that book. I I love Tina Fey. I actually just watched her on SNL, the season finale of SNL, and she's just so awesome. She's so funny. So I would say that one. Number 5, Sex, a book that explores or contains sexuality that doesn't make you cringe. I just finished reading The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. I buddy read this one with Katie from Girl About Laurbrary, and we both loved it. I think we both ended up giving it 5 stars. And in this book, we are meeting Cyril Avery, who's not a real Avery. His adopted parents have always told him, "You're not a real Avery," and have let him know. But we follow Cyril from before he was born, over the course of his entire life, in Ireland. I think he's born in 1944 or the 1940s. And he is a gay man. And it's about him exploring his sexuality. It's about the homophobia that he was faced with. It's about the AIDS crisis. It's just one of the most brilliant books. I'm so surprised this hasn't won like a ridiculous amount of awards. This to me should have won the Pulitzer Prize. It's that fantastic. It's fantastic, and it really gave a sense of how it would feel to be gay during that time period, and just how very hard that life would be. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I encourage everyone to go out and read it. I mean, it was nearly 600 pages, so it's a chunker, but it's so worth it, and it's such a fast read, and the chapters are really short. Just such a fast read, and will break your heart for sure. Number 6, Rest, a book that gave you peace, reflection, or just calms you down. And for me, that is What I Know for Sure by Oprah. I purposefully re-listened to this while I was going through my miscarriage, and I was going to go in and do a D&C, and I was listening to this on the way, and just throughout it, and it just helped me. It always helps me fall in love with life again, you know? She just imparts such wonderful wisdom, and she's always been an idol of mine. So yes, when I need a pick-me-up, I will usually go back to this. And if you listen to it on audio, Oprah actually narrates it herself, and that also helps me. So yes. Number 7, Experience, a book that introduced you to a new subject or shifted your perspective. For me, this was Hillbilly Elegy. Now, I wouldn't say that this shifted my perspective in any way. I listened to this, I think it was just after President Trump was elected, and I was going, WTF, what in the world is going on? I don't understand. And a lot of the things that I was hearing around me was that poor white people elected him because they were in such a bad spot. They were really wanting to have jobs, but all of the trades jobs, the industrialized jobs that they were doing, manufacturing jobs, everything was being diminished. And so as a result, Trump basically promised those people jobs, and so they voted for him. And so Hillbilly Elegy for me was the source that I was going to go to find out what in the world happened. It was eye-opening to me. I still don't understand why anyone voted for Trump. It didn't solve it for me, but I thought it was really interesting. Okay, so that was the tag, and now I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag Candace at Beacon Hill Books. I'm going to tag Emily at Books with Emily Fox. I'm going to tag Lindsey at Lindsey's Little Library, and also Laura at the Laurbrary. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye!